Hello everybody and welcome back to Hearts of Iron, where last episode, Europe fell. Well, most of Europe fell. We've still got Crimea that we're working on over here, and we've still got Denmark that we're working on. But mostly Europe fell. There's still Corsica and Sardinia, and what do we got going on out over here? We actually control that. Okay, cool. What about Malta? That's the French commune. We should actually be planning a naval invasion over here. So we can switch this from patrol to naval invasion support. And then we can grab these guys, grab another army from here. And they are going to be doing a naval invasion order from Tripoli to... how about up over by Palermo? That, unfortunately, does go up into another naval zone, but I don't know that there's really an option there. Why are we going this way? We already control this. That's the wrong place. We need to be going to Malta. There we go. We're going to go to Malta, and that will be absolutely fine. So that's underway. As far as everything out over here goes, this is either neutral or already controlled by us. We do have these two territories out over here, but we can't really get up here until we fully control Denmark. So we're going to have to come back to this later. So for now, that's fine. We do have this invasion of the Isle of Man, and Iceland is something that we're going to have to deal with, as well as a couple of little islands out over here in the Americas. And what is this? This is colored differently. But apparently we own and control it. That's definitely a different color. Okay, this is fine, though. Apparently we hold that. Okay, sure. We do need to do some invasions out over this way, but I'm not too concerned about the island hopping right now. What we need to be focused on at this point is Australia, Japan, which I had noticed this line here was gone, and these guys apparently were pushed back at some point. I don't know what happened here in Japan, but yeah, that apparently was a thing that occurred. So that's a little awkward for sure. We do have some unassigned divisions that we can toss on over there, and that's fine. We can absolutely do that, but I want to get Japan and Australia cleaned up and some of these little areas up over here before we really start thinking about our invasion of the People's Republic of the Malay Archipelago. Now, I was thinking about how we want to do this. I mean, it's very clear to me that a naval invasion from, like, here in Singapore, or here in Singapore, up over to here would be pretty ideal. And then from there, we can just push straight on down here and take, like, this entire island chain is all straighted. Then we'd have to do some naval invasion of all of this. And this. And this. And this, and this, and this, and, well, you know, all of this, but that's something that we can tackle in the future, for sure. So for now, I want Australia to be under our control. That's one of our primary focuses, and I want Japan to finally be under our control. So we'll continue to push through here. That will be absolutely fine. We will need to get some naval forces out over this way, but I really, really want these to fall first. I really want these to fall. American Australia just capitulated. Really? We barely took anything from them, but I guess we made our way to Melbourne? Okay. Well, we're okay with that. That's absolutely fine. We're going to attack this guy right here, and that's fine. But this front line needs to be edited. So we've got one division here, and I'm going to move that probably, I don't know. This front line really does need to be edited. It needs to be dragged down to here, like that. So we'll do exactly that. That seems fine for now. I don't expect Australia to be very difficult for this army group, assuming we have sufficient supplies to push through that. Japan, on the other hand, might be a little spicy, although things are looking reasonable here. I'm guessing that what happened up here was we pushed past this point and we never actually left any defenders here, and they just walked in behind us. I'm strongly suspecting that that's what happened here. But that's okay. We'll just push right back in. It's not a problem. So now I'm going to grab these 4, and I'm going to assign them to actually hold this front. There we go. That will work a lot better. Because now we can just push right on through here without any major issues. So that looks good. I don't think we can cross any of these straits, though, because we don't have the naval control down over here. And I really want Crimea to be done before we move our navy out of here. So we're doing fairly well on these Crimean attacks at this moment, and we're definitely whittling these guys down. They're down to 2 slave armies in Sevastopol at this moment. Commit to this. We're just hard committing to that right now. These guys, they're just retreating back and forth between these 2 positions. But there's only so much that they can do here. Hard commit. I'm not going to commit up on this side. We'll just do this for now. So how are things looking over here? 1 slave army. French Australia just capitulated. Is that both Australias? It is, but there's a big mess here. Okay. So we've got these guys. This is a good invasion force. I'm going to remove all of their orders, and they are going to come up over here and start prepping for a naval invasion from here to here like that. So that's absolutely fine. But we need to grab this army group here, and I'm going to delete all of their orders.
Hey, come on.
And the question is, how many of these little areas are there? The answer is there's quite a few. Let's do a front line here, a front line here, which no one was assigned to, a front line up over here, which they did get assigned to, and then I'm going to grab a couple of units here and frontline them there. That didn't actually work. We need to actually assign them. That would be useful. And then these guys are going to come up over here and frontline there, while these come all the way out over here and frontline here. Now, we don't have this side frontlined at this moment. That's understood. I'm going to grab this army and send them all the way around. Can we actually do that? Okay, yeah, we have to go all the way around. That's understood. So that's fine for now. So we're going to work on taking all of these areas, but it's going to take us some time to get there. And that's absolutely understood. So Australia is largely fallen. They're trying to naval invade down over here. Once again, they're exclusively trying to naval invade in our vassal states, which are actually defending their coasts. We're not defending our coasts. If they naval invade, it's just free. I don't know why they haven't. It makes no sense whatsoever. Let's check in over at Crimea. Things are looking good over here. This might be about to break open. This is really close to breaking open. Sevastopol just fell. So I'm going to bring these guys over here, and they are going to frontline right here, with their goal being to take Kerch. We're going to offensive line them right like this. These guys, they don't exactly have anywhere they need to be. So I'm going to leave them where they are for now. Now, these marine units, they can definitely go and start working on maybe some naval invasions. I don't really feel like there's a good naval invasion location out over here. But what they could do is they could start naval invading Iceland. So we could delete their orders from the army. Did that delete these orders? Yes, it did. Okay, we'll have to get back to that in a moment. That's understood. We're going to naval invasion from here. That is not the button that I wanted. That clicked on the airbase, unfortunately. So we need to select these Marines and naval invade from here up to Iceland. Right up over here, like that. So we'll just get that started. Meanwhile, these guys, they need to be reassigned over here. And they're supposed to be part of...
Come on.
Hang on, just make sure all of these are selected. They're supposed to be part of this army, so they can just keep doing their thing. That seems absolutely fine for now. So now the question is, when is Kerch going to fall? Well, we have our tanks on the way in, and the tanks are going to be far more effective than these Marines, that's for sure. And not all of these Marines got assigned to this. Get up there. They should no longer be on this front line. These guys, however, they should be executing their attack. Perfect. Okay, so that looks great for right now. The tanks are going to do some significant damage over here. And in the meantime, we're pushing them back over this direction. We're actually getting really, really close here to taking this ground, which would itself be huge. In fact, I think we just got it. Any moment now. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's ours. Excellent. And now these guys, anytime they retreat, they're going to stack wipe. They're gone. They're completely done. We need to commit to this. Just wipe them out. So now I want to check over here. How are things looking over on this side? We have forgotten about this front, and everyone over here is here. This is not the way I want this to go. We're going to have these guys be out over this direction, with the goal being to offensive line over to here, but I don't think we can actually get across that strait at this time. Get over here. Don't let them just take back all of this territory. This is very dumb. Let's not do that. Let's check in over here. These guys are struggling a little bit to get to their positions, and that's understood. You guys should move in here. Launch an attack here for now, and we'll see how that goes. These guys, all of them should get in here, but I want to check supplies. It's mediocre. We definitely need to motorize some of these coastal ports. It's not phenomenal on the supplies, what we control here. That's for sure. Okay. So for now, it's going to be something about like that. We'll have forces redirecting soon enough. I want these guys to be attacking here, and these guys, not these, to be attacking here. Get in here. And then everyone assigned up over here can just walk on in, but that's going to take them a little bit to get there. So that's fine for now. Let's check in on Crimea. This should be basically over at long last. They've got a couple of units here. They do technically have a level 1 naval base, so they have a small amount of supply flow, but this is broken open at this point. It's done. So that's fantastic. We're just waiting for these guys to give up. It won't be very much longer. Eventually, they'll start stack wiping again. There goes one. One of these days. There goes another one. Finally. These guys have been holding out here for years, right? It's not surprising that they're willing to fight to the very last. But we're hard committing to this. Get them out of here. Perfect. 3 units remaining. We're currently estimating that the battle will last for another 9 days, but this is over. Indian Eritrea just capitulated to American Japan, so we're being invaded down over here again. Okay, that's fine, I guess. I'm going to send this army that's not currently doing anything to go take care of this. So that's absolutely... Actually, we've got this army right here. Get in there. And we'll offensive line... No, don't do that. We'll offensive line straight down like this. And then you guys can halt. There we go. So we'll get that taken care of. No problem. That will fall very, very shortly. So out over this direction, we're just waiting for Crimea to fall before we redeploy our navy. As soon as Crimea falls, there's a lot of naval redeployment that we can do here. So that'll be fantastic. They've got that Alpine unit. Now they're down to 1 single slave army. And it's almost gone. That's even a Soviet Union force. Interesting. And Kerch has fallen. Crimea is clear. So that's fantastic. Now we can move this guy off of naval invasion support over to patrol. And I want to be in the coast of Japan for right now. So we're going to remove from here. And then these guys, they no longer need to be on convoy raiding. We're going to put them on patrol as well. Removed from the Black Sea, we're putting them into the Sea of Japan to patrol it. And then we're also going to need a fleet down here in the East China Sea. So let's grab this one. They don't need to be on convoy raiding here, but we'll just remove this for now. We'll put them on patrol, and they can go out to the East China Sea, and we'll have Japan completely surrounded at that point. So that looks good. Okay, these guys out over here, they need... We're still in naval mode, even with these selected. That was odd. We need to have these guys offensive line down like this. That was a lot of troops up over here. 16 divisions. Wow. Okay, so we do have some divisions over here. They're going to offensive line to here, since apparently these guys can't break in. We'll see if we can come in from the back. So that seems fine. These here are going to offensive line like this for now. And then these up here, how many troops are on this? 8 divisions? Okay. We'll offensive line that down like this, but I have no idea where those divisions are. These guys over here, they're going to offensive line to about here. While these guys, offensive line to about here. Okay, so that seems relatively fine. We'll see about getting Australia cleaned up. But it'll take time to get forces around to some of these areas. Do we have any supply flow here? We do not. Let's get a naval base going over here. These guys are technically pocketed at this time. So that's mildly awkward. Okay, so that seems fine. Oh, we managed to make our way across here. Exciting. Our Navy wasn't here yet. So I guess they just didn't have this strait covered for a little bit, and we just pushed across it. Sounds good. This looks completely free down here. Why don't you guys head on down?
Hey, come on.
You can just walk your way over to here. Perfect. And then this front up over here, they are going to offensive line up to here if we can actually select it. Apparently we can't. Okay. Well, it's fine. They're kind of doing the right thing right now anyway. So we've got 51 divisions here, but we have no one assigned here. I'm going to grab these guys, and I'm going to tell them to defend here, with their goal being to offensive line to about here. Okay, so that looks good. We're pushing back over here. We're grabbing this. That looks ideal.
Hey, come on.
Okay, perfect. So Japan is pretty done at this point. Nagasaki is their, or was their capital. They actually changed it. It's now Matsuyama. Okay. Well, that's fine for the moment, and we will have forces, naval forces, arriving over here eventually. So that will give us the ability to push through here, and that'll be a good thing. So at this point, let's check in on Australia. Things are still a little awkward over here. Hard to commit to this. If we do this, we can get supplies coming up over here again. And that would be a very good thing.
Yards and up.
Okay, awkward pathing going on there. So we're no longer pocketed out over here. That's very
Come
good.
on.
And I want these guys to no longer be assigned to this and this, but instead,
Push ya.
all of these guys, I'm going to remove this, and all of these forces here. And all of these
come on.
forces, and basically everyone over here that's not assigned to
come on.
anything, they should be up over here, right? So if we grab these guys, this entire army is unassigned. So I'm just going to put them here. And their goal is going to be to offensive line straight up through here. Perfect. That'll be fine. And then we've got this army, which is also entirely unassigned at this juncture. Okay. They can come join up here, too. That's fine. So they'll make their way up. That seems absolutely A-okay. Now, I want to check in on these invasions out over here. Are we ready to launch any of these yet? 2 days on this one. Okay. Let's just wait that out. Launch it. So over we go, and this looks undefended, so we don't expect any major problems here. Cool. And then these guys, they're going to offensive line straight up to here. It's this straight crossing that I think we'll run into some problems on, but we can at least get started on that. Also, we're up to 4 million manpower. Did we finish a core? I bet we did. We did. Okay, beautiful. Let's get another core going here in China. That seems perfect. And then I want to check in on iron deposits. We can absolutely get that going. And what about propaganda? We can get some propaganda rolling. Done. Okay, so we're going to head on up here. They are starting to cross over here. This is a naval base level 5. This is a naval base level 3. This is a naval base level 7. So that's understood. Why are you guys grouped together like that? Okay. Very strange choices. But whatever. So I'd like to get this victory point at the very least. And yeah, we're going to get that. We're going to get this level 7 naval base pretty easily, in theory, as well. Although supplies are a little bit tight out over this way, it would appear. That's because we need to motorize here. That'll make things a lot better. And we'll just continue pushing up over there. Now, these guys. Are they ready to invade over here? No. What about these? I don't think they have the naval supremacy here. No, they really don't. We could pull one of our navies from here, but I'm thinking about pulling this navy and having that come up here instead. At this point, it's not very necessary where it's at. So let's do that, and we'll just be ready to launch our invasion of Iceland here. That'll be absolutely fine. Down over this direction, just hard commit to this, to be honest. Japan is done. Excellent. So that's stack wiped. Japan is fully under our control now. So we do still need to do some invasions of like Okinawa. We need to do an invasion of Taiwan. We can start planning for some of those. So that is, this is our overflow theater up here. I'm going to grab 6 units. And I'm going to plan a naval invasion from Nagasaki to Okinawa here, like this. Now, we might have some trouble with our naval base issues, but that's fine for the moment. Then I'm going to grab another 6 units here, and we're going to start planning a naval invasion of Taiwan. Now, this I want to go directly to Taipei, ideally. Actually, this down... Well, no, this is a different sea zone. I'm going to go to Taipei. So we're going to get that going. That'll be fine. We start to run into different sea zones down over here. We'll get to those later. So, Denmark. How do we want to go about dislodging these guys? What does launching an attack across this strait look like? Interesting. What if we grabbed this tank unit and moved it over to this front? I don't think that actually worked.
Hey, come on.
We want to do a front line right here. Yes, like that. With their goal being to offensive line just like this. To make our way, just punch our way across the strait. This is lightly defended. So they're arriving over this way. And they'll start working on their organization, of course, as they arrive. So that seems relatively fine. But we're still struggling to break into these areas. Okay, so our tank unit is arriving down over here. And supplies are going to be kind of tight out over this direction. I'm wondering about, yeah, we can motorize this hub, and that'll help matters significantly. So that looks good-ish.
Hey, come on.
And go ahead and launch this attack. I want to see what happens. Very interesting. Just keep doing it. So for now, that seems okay. I want to hop over this direction. So we've got this going on over here. And we're working on pushing these guys back. But they do have a retreat point that they can go to. If we can take Sardinia, that's a big deal. Also, this is currently the capital of the French Commune, which they are capitulated, so that's noted. How about this invasion of Malta? This is ready to go, right? Almost. We've got 13 days on that. So that sounds great. We'll just continue to punch in over here for now. And we're doing very well over here. They're burning through a lot of their supplies. We're going to do a lot worse, I think, once we get to the Strait Crossing. But for now, this is fine. So out over this direction, we can see that we are definitely pushing a lot harder over on this side now. But they're taking attrition out over here, so that's noted. Okay, this invasion up over here. This should be ready to go, right? Maybe we just don't have the Navy up here yet. Where is this Navy? They're docked in Tunisia. Why? Delete all orders. Naval invasion support. Norwegian Sea. Get up here. Just get up here. Why did I have to manually order them to move up there? Okay, that's wild. So we're working on pushing in over here. That seems reasonably fine. We've got a couple of fronts left in Europe here, but it's really not very much. And we're going to be doing invasions up here once we push through Denmark. Okay, I think it's very clear that we should build a supply hub here with a rail line connecting like this. And then that should also connect over here. So we'll get that started, and that will boost up our supplies over in this area, which are on the lower side at this point. So that looks fine. We've got mutinies in the army. We'll deal with them. No problem. And now we've got our navy up over here. Insufficient naval supremacy in regions Denmark Strait. You're not crossing through the Denmark Strait. Where is the Denmark Strait? This is the Denmark Strait. Okay. Are you happy now? You're not crossing through that. I don't know why you were upset. But yeah, now it's willing to go. Oh, because it wants to go in like that. Wild. Now, to be clear, I don't expect too much resistance up in Iceland. But it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to continue our invasions of various locations. And this needs some work. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, Rornaz, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video. And as always, I will see you all next time. Apparently I didn't order our Eritrean force to actually attack. That's awkward.